What's up, YouTube? It's day 14. One quick note before I get started. My previous video I took down because I realized afterwards that I was speaking about people and things that were not directly related to me, and so it wasn't fair that I put their story and their business out on the internet. So apologies if you caught it already. Good on you. If you didn't, sorry. But it was the kind of thing that I didn't want out there. So anyway, the topic of today's video is socializing. Socializing with depression and socializing during COVID and socializing with depression during COVID. So it's just like a whole list of things that don't really go well together, but are very important. So I am largely an extrovert. I have days and I have moments where I kind of just want to be left to my own devices and I need to recharge. But I am mostly an extroverted person. And so the lockdown, and especially back in March, April, when COVID first hit, was very challenging for me because I couldn't go play hockey. I couldn't really go to the gym. I couldn't hang out with my friends. Couldn't really do much of anything. So I didn't have those outlets to burn off energy, to recover from a tough work week. I mean, I have my wife and kid, and I love them dearly, but spending every day for several months only interacting with my wife and kid, starting to get a little like cabin feverish. So socializing became a very important thing for me to do. And it came down to trying to figure out how to do that in a safe way while still allowing myself the opportunity to get that outlet and recharge. And so we've kind of started playing poker again online. I was part of a regular poker game on Thursday nights in person for years, many years. And so we've picked up, and we use House Party, and so we play and we get to interact and actually like see other people and talk about stuff. So that's been a huge boost. And then I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is something that has always kind of interested me. It was one of those things like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool, and one of these days I'll get around to it. And then I got this 20-sided die for Extra Life, which is a charity that I'm heavily involved with for Children's Miracle Network. And I sort of made an offhand comment. I was like, oh, I guess I have a 20-sided die. I need to learn how to play D&D. And I was approached by a fan of the podcast who said, I'm actually starting a group of dads. We're all newbies. So I was like, oh, perfect. So we had our third session last night. This was it's always fun because this one was a one-shot. So for anybody who plays D&D, you have your regular campaigns with your regular characters, but getting to do a one-shot means you can sort of just experiment and throw tradition out the window and say, like, what, I was kind of wanted to play this character or this kind of character, but I'm sort of locked into this campaign here, and I didn't get a chance to stretch out a bit. So I decided to create a character based on Tim the Enchanter from Monty Python and the Holy Grail called Magic McHaggis. And he's a chaotic neutral. So he was just like all over the place. throwing fireballs everywhere and lightning and just generally just making things interesting. So that was a lot of fun, and it's a good outlet to laugh and to engage with people. I was in the office yesterday because I had to go in for a work thing, and I had to get some stuff done, and it was nice to just talk in person to adults that I don't live with or I'm not related to. You don't realize, at least I didn't realize, just how much I needed that um, until it was taken away from me. And so I think that moving forward, like whenever the lockdowns and the masks and the social distancing and all that stuff ends, I don't think I'm alone in saying that I'm going to be much more mindful of my social opportunities and much more grateful for them, because the adage is you don't know what you got until it's gone. Thank you, Joni Mitchell. But it's one of those things that, like, I always do my best to try and be mindful and grateful for my friends in my social circle. But I mean, I like when I can hug people again, like I'm just going to go hugging random strangers. I'm going to hug my friends because I miss them. I miss being with people and just getting to relax and let your guard down and not have this anxiety of, okay, who was the last person you were around? When have you been tested? This, that, and the other. So all of this stuff is just like weighing on my brain all the time, and that certainly does not help the anxiety any at all. So I'm just looking forward to socializing again, and it's just sort of forced me to re-examine things and really just take stock of stuff. Looking to get outdoors, although with the coming winter, that's going to be difficult. So, and the numbers are spiking again, so it's not like I'm going to be going out anytime soon and reveling and partying. It's rough. It's rough to go through all of this. But I start therapy in like 10 days or so, like not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, I think. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And, hopefully speaking with a professional will help me with some perspective, et cetera, and getting their input on things, as well as, guided stuff, because I've just sort of been navigating this all blindly, trying to figure things out. So having somebody sit down and go, okay, have you tried this? This is what you need to do, and walk me through it, I think is going to be hugely important. And in the meantime, I'm just going to continue playing poker and rolling the dice and seeing what happens. And hopefully there are no goblins or ogres that I have to deal with, leaving me on the precipice of death, like happened last night, where I was left with 2 hit points, and then my party member decided that he was going to set a bonfire underneath me because I hadn't been the nicest guy to him throughout the session. So he was like, oh, well, we're all done. I've looted the room. And I'm like, do you have any healing potions? And he was, I lit a bonfire directly under Magic's ass. It feels good to laugh, and it felt good to laugh and enjoy it all last night. And Zach, don't think I forgot about that. We may be playing with our regular characters next time, but rest assured, I will not forget what you have done to me, and I will keep that in mind when you're cursing at me in primordial. Bastard. Anyway, so socialize as best you can, and be mindful of the importance that it will have on your overall mental health, because you need it. We are social creatures. No man is an island, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So get out there. It does help. Even the most introverted person does need a connection every once in a while, just to keep them grounded to, other people and reality. So, and for extroverts, it's all the more important. So that's going to wrap it up. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.